Like to welcome y'all to the Major Music Lounge podcast. It's D Dot coming at y'all with episode 21. This is actually going to be the season finale of the podcast. To those of you that are new to my YouTube channel as well as the Major Music Lounge podcast, we like to talk things all music production as well. Sometimes we may interview artists, any music industry professionals. Also looking forward in the future to possibly interviewing like app developers and sound designers. So that's going to be coming in season 2. But for the most part, we like to talk all things music production. With that being said, things like music marketing, pro audio, and audio engineering, in addition to those producer interviews that I was speaking of earlier. You can follow me on Instagram at d._major music and follow me on Twitter at d.mme. Let me know you're from the channel. I appreciate all the new subscribers to the community, all the new followers on Instagram. And a lot of this wouldn't be possible without y'all support throughout these first 21 episodes. So this episode, I'm just kind of going up the top of the dome. I don't really have a particular topic. It's kind of just really expressing my gratitude for a lot of the support that I've had over the first 6 months. I started the show in January, and from there, I did a show with Super Mario, also Cool Nerd. We actually did a Producers Corner reunion with the whole squad. If you followed the show from back then, you know all the guys that were on the Producers Corner with me: Trey, Cool Nerd, Big Rich. At the time, now he's Super Mario, as well as Chosen, the man who kind of was the mastermind behind Icebreaker Radio and a lot of the things that we did. Also linked up with Beatmakers, the squad, who I was a big fan of. A lot of the work that he's done. Chick on a Beat, also known as Misled. They have the What's on Your iPad podcast. I really enjoyed those interviews. Also, Electronics. Shout out to Electronics joining me all the way across the globe from Australia. I believe it was the morning time over there, and it was like 7 o'clock in the evening over here, and we found a way to make it work. And then Marcus Elbow from Elbow Media Studios stopped by as well. Had a really good time chopping it up with him about music production, particularly like on iPad and MPC and some of the stuff that he's doing on his channel. He had the young brother Frastix from the West Coast joining us as well. Zach One, V-Boy, also 2 West Coast homies that joined me. V-Boy joined me twice actually last week, and he joined me when they came out with their Parallel Universe album. You know, just a lot of people. I apologize if I didn't name you, but just I want to thank everybody that's made season 1 possible. And for a lot of the producers out there, I don't have all the answers. And that's why I have a lot of people on the show to kind of give some perspective from some of the things that they've done, in addition to talking about some of their projects as well. But my whole concept for this show when I was thinking about it is really I wanted to build a platform for producers to be able to come on to just talk about what they're doing and maybe inspire somebody else that is watching from afar. Because I can remember when I was first starting out, there wasn't as many, it wasn't like a lot of podcasts. It wasn't a lot of online radio. It was just kind of like a lot of people read magazines. There were a lot of forums, things along those lines, but there wasn't as much of this type of content to be able to put out information as there is today. That's really how a lot of this has changed. And then, I spoke on it earlier. We got into the Producers Corner at one point. That was kind of like from about 2010 to I think we ran the show until 2015, 2016. But that allowed me to go from a platform where I was with some other like-minded producers, and eventually, though the reason we ended the show was kind of beyond our control, it kind of led me to creating the Major Music Lounge podcast. For a while, I did not want to. I guess you could say I wanted to even take a break. I didn't want to get right back into it because there is a lot of work that goes behind having to do a radio show each and every week, in addition to being an artist, in addition to being a producer, in addition to just living life as it is. And one of the reasons that I got into doing the show was a year and a half ago is when I really got a little bit more consistent and serious about releasing YouTube content. And from that point on, I noticed how people were responding like to a lot of the MPC videos, the beatmaker videos, the machine videos that I was putting out on YouTube. I did also a lot of beat making videos where I was just creating. And over the course of that year, I was getting some pretty consistent traffic off of that. So when 2021 came around, I wanted to create just something else unique about my channel. They aren't, in my opinion, I mean, you got some people that do music producer type shows, but there, to me, aren't enough of them. And even in just this particular case, it's good to just have different perspective. It's kind of like me and Miss Led were talking. You can have several different types of podcasts, but everybody's going to take in the information a little bit differently. And of course, everybody has their preference. I may go to their radio show for talking about iOS music production. And then you also got Mobile Music Pro, who talks about a lot of the same things. And then you got maybe someone like Av McCree, who talks a little bit more about like VSTs and MPC hardware as well. And you could kind of, I believe he talks a little bit about like iOS production. And you got Marcus Elbow, who I spoke about earlier as well. He's also pretty good. Well, Marcus Elbow is also similar in regards to his channel is mainly about iOS production as well as MPC hardware. Av McCree, if you're watching this, man, holla at your boy. I'd love to have you on the show, by the way. Big fan of your work and definitely would love to have you on the show. That's really why I wanted to create this channel, because I just wanted to create another avenue for producers and, as I said earlier, artists too, to be able to come on and talk about what they're doing and maybe inspire somebody else who's up and coming to take that leap of becoming an independent producer or artist. What am I going to do in the meantime? I'm actually going to work on some other projects, particularly possibly do some music videos and work on a new artist project. I haven't released anything since January. I know it's only been 6 months, but compared to what I had done last year, I released a lot more projects at this point in the year. And I got some other plans kind of for later on in the year. So this is, for me, putting out content every week and trying to juggle being an artist is, I say it's a little bit difficult. And I just want to kind of devote some more time. And plus, I just want to take a little bit of a break. It's been about a year and a half with this pandemic and a lot of things that's been going on. And it's a blessing and a curse in a lot of ways from the standpoint of I was able to kind of launch my platform, as I was kind of telling you along the way, from having to stay in most of 2020 and some of 2021. It allowed me to create more content, which allowed me to build my YouTube channel. And now that things are kind of starting to open up and, able to travel and do some things again, I also want to take a break in that regard. So I'm going to be coming back probably late July, early August with some new episodes of the Major Music Lounge podcast. So y'all can definitely look forward to that. And, I'm not wrapping it up just yet, but I'm actually curious to the people who follow the show consistently. What was your favorite episode? Do you have a favorite interview that you like that I did? Were the topics that I talked about on the show something that you learned something from? What did you think of a lot of the episodes, generally speaking, what do you want to see in season 2? That's some of the things that I really would like to know from everybody that's followed the show for so long. And that's gonna mainly be it. I didn't want to make this episode too long. I just wanted to come on and give some thank yous and kind of talk a little bit about some of what's going to be going on. Oh, one other thing for any producers or artists or influencers that are in the Dallas, Texas location. This summer, I would like to link up with a lot of you to do some one-on-one interviews. Maybe pull up on you, come out to your location, set up shop. We can have about a 30, 45-minute conversation and get some interviews done for season 2. So if you're out there, you're watching this, feel free, reach out to me. And really, to be honest, that extends to anybody else out there. Doesn't have to be in Dallas, but if you're out there in another city, another state, another country, and you want to get on the Major Music Lounge, I'm looking to link up with all the developers out there, sound designers, other music producers, industry professionals, artists, whatever your role is in the music industry. Definitely hit me up at majormusicent@gmail.com. We'll get you set up. No matter if I gotta pull up on you, I do travel to Louisiana as well sometimes, so I don't mind pulling up if I'm in the city down there in Lafayette. I don't mind pulling up on you when I visit back home. And then again, if you're in Dallas, we can make that happen as well. Other than that, I got Zoom. We can set that up. That's how the majority of the shows were set up in the past. All right, so you can follow me on Instagram at d._majormusic. And you can follow me on Twitter at d.mme. And to everybody out there, appreciated your support again throughout season 1. And we'll be back very soon with some brand new episodes of the Major Music Lounge podcast. Until next time, it's your boy D. Signing off.